Castor oil is going to be one of the most natural and therapeutic oils that you can use. When it comes to using it from a health and beauty standpoint, it has numerous benefits for you. Normally, I would be talking about castor oil from a formulation standpoint, how I like to implement it inside of my skincare products. But today I'm going to be discussing some of the medicinal properties that I was able to receive from using castor oil. It didn't take me 30 days, 14 days, 7 days to even receive these benefits. It literally took me only 24 hours or less to see the benefits. If you're interested in seeing how I was able to use castor oil to get the 5 best benefits for me, stay tuned. Hello you guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, hit the subscribe button and the like button. If you are returning, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. So today I'm going to be discussing the benefits that I was able to receive from castor oil. I've mentioned in several videos when I'm doing formulations how much I really love castor oil. So I'm going to break it down to you really quick. Castor oil, for the 100,000th time I will tell you, is one of the best plant oils to use. Castor oil is the deepest penetrating plant oil. It can penetrate as deep as the dermis layer of the skin. So this is really going to be great for moisturizing and nourishing the skin. So the first thing I want to discuss as far as how I was able to use castor oil, I'll definitely start with the belly button. So I've been seeing how you can put castor oil inside of your belly button to kind of see the results of helping with digestion issues, constipation, and things to that nature. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about trying it because I did have to look up and make sure that it didn't interact with anything else that I was taking. And so I was able to go ahead and try it. And so you do want to make sure when you're doing this that you cleanse out your belly button. You want it to be nice and clean and dry. I did lay on my back and I added a few drops of the castor oil strictly from the bottle into my belly button. And so I let it sit there for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I cleaned it out and I went ahead about my day. I do also want to say I did do this on an empty stomach before eating any food. So I want to say maybe about 2 to 3 hours later, I had a little bit of cramping. So then I got nervous and the cramping didn't last long. It was just kind of like my body ready to kind of release. And so once I was able to go ahead and get past that, I noticed, and I know this might be a little bit too much information, I did notice that I did not have any issues like constipation issues. It flowed easily. I didn't have to deal with like diarrhea or anything like that. It was nothing like out of the ordinary. I just had regular and normal, but it was like my body wasn't constipated. So I do deal with a lot of digestion issues, constipation, and things to that nature. So I will definitely say that using castor oil from a standpoint, if you have constipation issues, I would definitely do this. Like I said, do it on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning. I did it first thing in the morning, so I would suggest doing it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. All you need is about 2 to 3 minutes. You're not going to be running to the bathroom all day long. I will say that if you continue to have to go through the bathroom each time, it's going to be like relief. It's not going to be any constipation issues. So that was one way I was able to implement castor oil from a medicinal standpoint for me. And I definitely say I will continue to do this routine. I mean, I was able to notice the results within minutes. Well, within a few hours, I would say. So I noticed the results within a few hours. As far as it goes when it comes to constipation, I didn't have to struggle or anything like that. So I definitely will be doing this on a daily basis as much as I can. Okay, the next way I was able to use castor oil, benefiting it into my daily routine, is using it from an oil pulling point of view. So if you know anything about oil pulling, it's where you're going to take oil and you're going to swish it around in your mouth. Usually this has been done with coconut oil, but with coconut oil, it does take you about 20 minutes, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes to do this process. I've done it several times, but then I kind of got tired because it does make your mouth hurt. Could you imagine just swishing around in your mouth for 20 minutes, oil? Your jaws and your mouth is going to be a little bit sore. So I was able to do this. It takes less time doing castor oil. I did 1 tablespoon of castor oil and I did do it for about 2 minutes. It has the same taste as coconut oil, so I didn't really notice the difference. The reason why I want to do this is because also it helps with like oral health, bacteria in the mouth, and a whole bunch of different oral health issues. And for me, the biggest thing is because of my retainer. I want to always kind of make sure that I am not getting any bacteria inside of my Invisalign and things like that. So I definitely will be re-implementing oil pulling on a daily basis now that I don't have to do it so long. Because like before, when I said using coconut oil, you have to do it anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, which is going to really be strenuous for your jaw. And so for me, I was like, I found it to be very easy. I just set my timer for 2 minutes. And then I do want to say that you do want to prepare like a personal trash bag so that you don't swish and then, spit it down your sink, because oils can clog, your pipes and things like that over time. So you want to make sure you're using like a small trash bag that isn't going to leak through, and then just kind of throw it in the trash when you're done. So that's going to be one of the benefits of oil pulling that I was able to implement inside of my routine. I absolutely love it. It didn't have any weird taste. It didn't make my stomach hurt. All I did was just brush my teeth afterwards to kind of get some of the oil residue out before reapplying my Invisalign again. The next benefit of castor oil from a medicinal standpoint for me was using it for scars and scabs. Yes, scars and scabs. I wanted to do a video showing you guys this, but I was totally caught off guard. So initially I was just putting it on around my cuticles, because that's another thing I'm going to discuss as far as like the benefits of castor oil. So I was using it to put around the cuticles of my toenails and also rubbing it on my feet. So day 1, I was doing this, and then by day 2, I had a scab that was on my foot for several months, even including sometime last year, that just would not come off no matter what I did. Even going to the salon to get my nails and my feet done, it's no matter how much scrubbing they did, the scab on my big toe did not want to come off. It wasn't huge or anything like that where it was just like totally noticeable. But for me, I knew it was there because I had maybe some rubbing with one of my work shoes, and it kind of caused that issue. I promise you, I cannot make this up. I am not lying about this. When I took this oil from rubbing it on my cuticles, the next day when I went to go do that, the scab, when I was rubbing it on my big toe as well, the scab completely fell off. I'll just insert a picture of the scab the way it looked, because I was like, I don't want to do my whole entire foot. I don't want to do a video of a scab. But at least I want to have proof to show you guys that I'm not making this up, just so you can think that I'm trying to give castor oil so much benefits. But castor oil is really the OG of all oils. I have to say that. And this is just from me speaking on it from a formulation process. Now that I've seen some of the medicinal properties of it, I definitely want to say that this is like one of the best oils of all time. And I've heard people talking about it from a medicinal standpoint in person when I would discuss things with people. And I was kind of like, I've never used the castor oil. As much as I formulate with it, I was like, I never use it from a medicinal standpoint. So I got very curious on some of the things that I could you know, see how it would benefit me. So this takes me to, again, where I was mentioning the scabs and the scars. I wanted to use it around my cuticles because I do a ton of hand washing every day, all day long. And I can never seem to get the cuticles, like after I get my nails done, I would say several days, around my cuticle areas are very, very, very dry. So I got my nails done last Sunday, so it's been a week. Normally before the week is up, I get really dry around my cuticles. I don't have to worry about that right now because I've been using castor oil daily around my cuticles, and it has really helped to keep the dry skin from coming up. I mean, with doing constant hand washing and, you know, the different types of soaps and things like that, even with putting, you know, my body butters on my hands and moisturizing just around my cuticle area, I wanted to kind of really pay attention to the cuticle area. And then sometimes I can use the body butters to do that, but I really wanted to try to see how castor oil, because it's kind of better to do an oil around your cuticles. Because you don't have to worry about getting any of the butter or the creams or anything like that stuck between your nails. So for me, I would definitely say if you want something to help you with cuticles, for sure, use castor oil. You can use it alone on your cuticles. The next way I was able to use castor oil to benefit for me was for scalp health. So I know that castor oil is really good for hair growth, but for me at this moment in my life, I'm using castor oil simply because of the moisture that I need in my hair. My hair just sucks up every single thing, no matter what it is that I use. And this has a lot to do with some issues that I have because I do suffer with thyroid issues. I have hypothyroid, and then I also take a synthetic thyroid medication. So sometimes some of the side effects of the medication can also be, can make your hair very dry. So no matter what it is that I do, I can put water, I can put oil, I can do all these things. I have to do it on a daily basis because my hair will just will suck it all up, and it'll just seem like I never put anything in my scalp. So for me, I was like, let me go ahead and wet it, put leave-in conditioner in, and then seal it with castor oil. Castor oil, it is a very thick and heavier oil, so sometimes it can be frustrating to work with. All you have to do is kind of add it and mix it with other oils to kind of make it easier. That's the best way that I was able to use it. Again, if you suffer from really dry scalp, from any type of health issues, or just in general hair issues, castor oil would definitely be one of those oils because it's going to be thick. It's going to be able to be a sealant for your hair. It does help with moisturizing. It helps with moisturizing hair, helps with moisturizing the skin for sure. Like that's a given for me with formulating skincare products. That's why I use it. And then another way to be able to use castor oil is also definitely for eyelash growth. I'm not going to say that I've used this particular one for eyelash growth, but I have used Jamaican black castor oil for eyelash growth. I did formulate many years ago, before I got really good at formulating, a concoction of an eyelash growth where I used castor oil, I used aloe, I used rosemary essential oil, lavender essential oil, and something else I can't really remember because this has been since like 2018. I do plan on probably trying to reformulate that eyelash growth and possibly make a video for it, because now that I'm a lot better at formulating, I feel like there's better ways to make it. But when I used it, I'm not gonna lie, when I used it, it did help. But with the rosemary essential oil, or any essential oils, or any oils in general, you really want to be careful with the eye area. You don't want to get it into your eyes, especially the rosemary. You even get it near your eyes, it kind of has that, that irritation issue. So I want to definitely reformulate that again, an eyelash growth serum. I feel like that will be a really fun DIY too, because I know it works, and then I have a better way at formulating all these ingredients that I use, because again, aloe vera gel is a water soluble type of ingredient. You can't really mix it with oil. So it really didn't stick together at that time. Like I said, this was before I was really good at formulating. And now I figured that it would be a better process if I retried to make the eyelash growth oil. But definitely it does help with eyelash growth health. So with castor oil, there's going to be a ton of different health and beauty ways that you can implement this into your daily routine. Oh, I also want to say, I don't want to forget this too. I have been implementing using castor oil at night in my skincare routine. So that means I'll do a wash, a toner, a serum, some eye treatments, and then before I do my cream, or I'll mix it with my moisturizing cream. And yes, these are all my skincare products, but I decided to use this alone to add inside of using it on my face as well. When you're doing this, like I mentioned, the order of how I do my routine, that's definitely the order you want to do it in. So if you wash your face, you use a toner, you're going to use a serum, you want to go from water to serum to creams. And you can use this, like I just use this to mix inside of my face cream, just a drop. You don't need a lot. And then if you don't have any type of special face cream that you use, and say you just want to be able to use castor oil alone, I mean, a lot of people don't like to use it again because it's very sticky and heavy. I would say use something like squalane, not squalene, not the one that's derived from whales, but the one that's going to be derived from like olives or sugar cane. That's a really great oil because it is non-comedogenic. Castor oil is very low on the rating as well as far as clogging the pores. So if you wanted to kind of use another oil that kind of absorbs quickly, definitely would say squalane oil is really good. It has many good skin benefits, and you can kind of mix that with your castor oil. If you don't have a routine, how I mentioned about using a wash, toner, serum, etc. So, but you definitely want to put it on your skin while it's cleansed and clean. You never want to apply stuff like this, oils or anything like that, without cleansing your skin properly. So I definitely want to say that castor oil is the OG plant oil of all oils. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this oil, whether you're taking it from a medicinal standpoint, using it in your cosmetic formulations, which I'll make a later video about that, because that's pretty much what I do is cosmetic formulations. And of course I have, you know, really good products that I love to implement. I put castor oil in just about every formulation that I can think of, because it really is one of those oils that is really underrated, because you know, people take a look at it, they see how gooey and gothy it is and how heavy it is, but you really have to realize just the many benefits. I mean, it locks in moisture to the skin. Again, the deepest penetrating plant oil. Like, this is the #1 penetrating plant oil that will penetrate to the dermis layer of the skin. That's why I like to formulate with it and adding it into my skincare products, because when you do something like that, when you add an oil that's deeply penetrating like castor oil, is going to make all the other ingredients inside of your skincare products work like magic. So this is going to be ways that I implemented castor oil, my all-time favorite oil, the baby of all my skincare products. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, this is, again, I'm not even exaggerating. This is my favorite oil. I've said this in several of my videos before, making a video like this. But the next time you guys see me talking about castor oil, I will probably throw in some more different benefits that I'll try. But it's definitely going to be from a formulation standpoint. If you see, I do have one of my videos on my channels where I do have a castor oil lip oil, where I have a lip oil and it has castor oil in it. It's a 3-ingredient lip oil that you can make. Try it out and see how castor oil is the OG of all oils. I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, peace out. Until next time, I'll see you later.